I'm so sorry, ma'am. I know you need this medicine, but it looks like it's not covered by your insurance.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to deny that one.
Wait, who are you?
I'm your insurance company's pharmacy benefit manager. I get paid based on the price of a medicine, and I don't make as much money off this one.
No one should stand between you and your medicine. Visit phrma.org/middleman to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
This episode is brought to you by Paycor, the HR and payroll software made for leaders. It's never been harder to recruit, hire, and engage workers. That's why HR leaders and frontline managers depend on Paycor for all things people management, from onboarding and performance reviews to compensation and benefits. Learn more at paycor.com/leaders.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2422, Straightforward Ways to Get Out of Debt by Gillian Manning with RadicalFIRE.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. This is the show where I serenade you with the sweet sounds of personal finance from some of the best blogs on the planet, with the author's permission, of course. So without further ado, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. Straightforward Ways to Get Out of Debt by Gillian Manning with RadicalFIRE.com. Financial freedom might seem out of reach while staring up at a mountain of debt, but no one appears at the top of Mount Everest. You get there one step at a time. Debt.com chairman Howard Dvorkin, CPA, says, quote, "Right now, many Americans are a medical emergency or a natural disaster away from bankruptcy. Their finances are so precarious, any income disruption or debt addition would push them over a cliff," end quote. You'll be much more successful if you have a thorough attack plan for your debt. Once you pay off your debt, you can put your money towards other things and find a sense of stability. Let's get started. The big picture. In a period of high inflation and interest rates, it's more important than ever to kick down debt and build up savings. Debt.com found that 35% of people owe more debt than they have in their emergency savings. This makes it all the more vital to take stock of your debt today. Before you can start, you need a clear picture of your situation. Then you can figure out the best way to get out of debt for your situation. Number 1, add up your debt. Do you have loans, credit cards, fines, child support payments, or anything in collections? Comb through your accounts and get an accurate assessment of what you owe. Take note of the debt amount, interest rates, and how many payments you're behind on. This list will help you figure out how you should prioritize your debt. And number 2, review your credit and budget. This might seem basic, but having these numbers down can help you. With your up-to-date credit report, you can gauge what kind of debt repayment plans you might qualify for. And when you write out your budget, you're more likely to spot areas where you can be more frugal. You can also note how much money you'll have for debt repayment plans. Pick a method of attack. Once you know how the money you have coming in compares to what you owe, you can devise a perfect plan. And if you hear this list and aren't sure, it's always a good idea to talk to a financial advisor. They can help go over your finances and help you find the best option. Number 1, snowball versus avalanche method. To use the snowball method, list your debts from smallest to largest. Start by paying off your lower debts, then slowly work up to the larger ones. For example, if you have a credit card with $1,000 on it and a bill in collections worth $200, focus first on the collections bill. The avalanche method asks you to list your debts from highest to lowest interest rates. Since interest rates and APR compound on your original debt, it makes sense to pay them off before your bill keeps growing. First, clear the debts with the highest interest rates, then work your way down the list. Number 2, consolidation. Consolidation is a type of debt refinancing that puts everything into one account. This is perfect for people with multiple debts and high interest rates. Paying interest on one bill could be cheaper than paying on numerous. Rolling your debt into one account makes organizing it manageable. Number 3, make multiple payments. Regardless of how you plan to tackle your debt, only making the monthly minimum payment won't help you. It could just result in more debt because of interest. Always pay above the minimum when you can. Making multiple monthly payments is a great idea. If you have $20 to spare on a coffee weekly, make your own at home instead and throw that money at your debt. And number 4, debt settlement. Debt settlement is an agreement between you and your creditors to pay less than what you owe, and you'll need a professional to negotiate it for you. Debt settlement doesn't erase your debt, but it will shrink it. This option is a bit more extreme. It can hurt your credit score and stay on your report for 7 years. Still, it's better than leaving your bill with collections. Finding the cash to pay up. Even with a general plan, finding the money to pay off debt is still stressful. Here are some extra tips to help you along the way. Number 1, call your creditors. Believe it or not, a simple phone call could reduce your interest rates. Take note of your credit score, last late payment, and current interest rates compared to the national average. Once you have that, give your lender a call. Interest can fill up the dents you've been making in debt. Don't let them. Number 2, avoid forbearance. Forbearance is an agreement with a lender that gives you a temporary pause on loan payments. However, though payments are paused, interest isn't. Forbearance will only increase your bill and cost you money in the long run. Number 3, find a roommate. Nothing can eat up a hard-earned check like utility bills and rent. If you're in the position to do so, find someone you can split those responsibilities with. Give yourself plenty of time. You don't want to rush and end up living with a nightmare. Social media groups and websites like Roomster.com can help you along the way. Number 4, increase your income. There are plenty of ways to do this, though it might not be fun. You can pick up a second job or a side gig like Uber Eats, or sell the items in your home that aren't getting much love. Do you have an old Xbox collecting dust in your living room? That kind of stuff can sell for over $100. And number 5, skip out on happiness. I'm kidding, sort of. While trying to pay off your debt, you should avoid some of the luxuries you've gotten used to. You could save a lot of money by pausing your Netflix subscription or skipping your weekend trips to the bar. Instead of eating out for lunch or dinner, cook at home. Take a break from things you don't need and put that money towards your debt. You just listened to the post titled Straightforward Ways to Get Out of Debt by Gillian Manning with RadicalFIRE.com.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I know you need this medicine, but it looks like it's not covered by your insurance.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to deny that one.
Wait, who are you?
I'm your insurance company's pharmacy benefit manager. I get paid based on the price of a medicine, and I don't make as much money off this one.
No one should stand between you and your medicine. Visit phrma.org/middleman to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
This episode is brought to you by Paycor. Paycor empowers leaders to build winning teams. With Paycor, leaders can recruit, onboard and train employees, set goals, and drive performance. If you're a leader, everyone depends on you. Who do leaders depend on? Paycor. Learn more at paycor.com/leaders.
Credit card debt is particularly hard to dig out of because of those high interest rates. If you pay the minimum every month, you could end up paying triple the purchase price of these items due to the interest compounding over time. I think the best option for addressing credit card debt is pure aggression. Throw as much money as possible at them every month. When I was getting out of credit card debt, I treated it like my hair was on fire. One thing that wasn't mentioned in this article is looking to consolidate debt with a 0% introductory interest rate credit card. There are cards that will offer 0% interest for 18 months, for example. Now, the rate will skyrocket after that, but if you could be super aggressive in that 18 months to pay off the debt, it could be a better option than trying to consolidate with a personal loan. And most importantly, take some time to analyze how you got into this debt in the first place. Was it just from living beyond your means? Or perhaps you didn't have enough in your emergency fund to handle some unexpected expenses. In my case, I think my debt got out of control because I just didn't understand money management. Even when I had the money to pay off credit cards, I would choose to hold onto the cash because it helped me feel safer in the moment to have cash in the bank. I didn't have a strong financial plan or overall understanding of the most optimal way of deploying my income. Understanding that credit card debt should be avoided at all costs is part of it, but also changing your behaviors and habits when it comes to spending and managing your money is critical. This is going to ensure that you won't get back into credit card debt after you dig your way out. That brings us to the end for today, though. Thanks so much for listening all the way through, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's episode where your optimal life awaits.